Okay, picture this. You're at a coffee shop, maybe a party, right? You see someone you'd really like to talk to, but then, boom, that feeling hits you. You know the one I'm talking about? Your heart just starts hammering away. Maybe your palms get a little sweaty. And that little voice inside your head pipes up, whispering all kinds of doubts. What if I say something dumb? What if they just, laugh at me? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, I promise you, you were in the right place. Look, these fears, they are so incredibly common. But here's the good news, the really good news. They are not permanent. In this explainer, we are going to break down exactly why that feeling happens and, more importantly, give you a step-by-step science-backed playbook to build real solid confidence. So, where does that sudden rush of anxiety actually come from? Well, here's the secret. It's not the situation itself. It's our thoughts about the situation. And honestly, that's fantastic news because it means we have all the power to change it. In psychology, there's a name for this: cognitive distortions. They're basically these little mental shortcuts, or you could call them thinking traps, that our brains fall into. They kind of warp reality, and they're the absolute fuel for social anxiety. Think of things like assuming the worst-case scenario is definitely going to happen, or thinking you can read someone's mind and you just know they think you're a loser. These aren't you being flawed. They're just unhelpful habits that anyone can fall into. And this is how we fight back. Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got this absolute catastrophe playing out in your head, but on the other, you have a realistic rebuttal. It's so much calmer, right? The key is to learn how to catch that first thought and challenge it with something more balanced. It's not about pretending everything will be perfect. It's just about remembering, hey, it's just a conversation. Okay, so challenging these thoughts is one thing, but how does that build real confidence? A lot of us think confidence is just something you're born with. You either have it or you don't. But the science tells a way different and honestly, a much more hopeful story. And the key idea here is something called self-efficacy. It's a term from a psychologist named Albert Bandura, and it's super simple. It's just your belief that you can handle a situation. It's not about being fearless. It's about trusting that, yeah, you've got what it takes to manage a challenge, like starting a simple conversation. And this is how we build that belief. According to Bandura's research, it's all about what he called mastery experiences. So every single time you handle even a tiny social challenge, making eye contact and someone smiles back, or just asking a stranger for the time, you're basically collecting evidence. You are proving to your brain, hey, I can do this. And these small wins, they stack up one by one to create genuine, unshakable confidence. All right, enough with the theory. Confidence is a muscle, and it's built through action. So let's try a couple of really powerful exercises you can do, like right now, to get a handle on that anxiety and prime your brain for success. This first one is a technique studied by researchers at Stanford, and it's called cyclic sighing. It is incredibly good at calming your nervous system down fast. So let's walk through it. You breathe in through your nose, then right at the top, you take another little sip of air, and then a long, slow exhale through your mouth. And I'm serious here. Go ahead and just pause this for a second. Try 3 full cycles. I want you to actually feel how it slows your heart rate down and brings this sense of calm. This is your secret weapon. You can use it anytime, anywhere, right before you walk into a room. Okay, you ready for exercise number 2? This one might feel a little weird at first. I'm not gonna lie, but trust me, the science on this is solid. Go find a mirror. Your phone screen works in a pinch. Now look yourself right in the eye. Maybe even stand up a little taller and say this out loud. I am calm and capable. It sounds simple, but research shows that doing self-affirmations like this can literally lower your stress hormones and make you more resilient. You're basically telling your brain to focus on your strengths, not your fears. So now that we have some tools to handle the physical side of anxiety, let's go tackle the big mental blockers head on. Those cognitive distortions we were just talking about. Do any of these look familiar? I bet they do. These are like the greatest hits of social anxiety, right? The fear of rejection, the fear of being boring, the fear of not being good enough. Just seeing them listed out like this is a good reminder that, hey, we are not alone in thinking these things.
So here's the reality check we all need. If someone isn't interested, a polite no thank you is the most likely outcome, not public humiliation. And that no, it is not a judgment on who you are as a person. It's just a data point. It's practice. Every single interaction, no matter how it ends, is a mastery experience that makes you that much better for the next one.
Okay, so how do we actually put all this together and start building up those mastery experiences? Simple. We start small. We create a simple, totally non-scary plan to get our first wins on the board. Let's just look at this sample week, for example. See how it starts on the inside with breathing and affirmations? Then it moves to these really low-stakes actions, making eye contact, asking a simple question to a barista. Instead of just ordering, maybe try, "Hey, how's your day going?" These are the building blocks. It's a thing called gradual exposure, just facing your fears in tiny, manageable steps. And by Friday, you'll have actual, concrete wins to write down, which just reinforces that feeling of, hey, I can do this. And that right there is really the ultimate takeaway. This whole journey, it's not about trying to eliminate fear. Nerves are normal. True confidence is about feeling the nerves, taking that deep cyclic breath, reminding yourself that you are capable, and taking that small step forward anyway. It's really just courage in action. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about next week or next month for a minute. Based on everything we just talked about, what is one tiny, simple action you can take today to build your confidence? Just one. Because that one small win, that's where it all begins.